Welcome to our CompTIA A+ 200-2011-02 Operational Procedures Practice Question Series. This domain accounts for 22% of the exam, covering documentation, change management, backup recovery, safety procedures, prohibited content, and communication skills. Over this multi-part series, we'll test your knowledge on workflow documentation, change control, data backup techniques, license agreements, dealing with difficult situations, and more using real-world IT support scenarios. Stick around as we dive into the first set of practice questions to help prepare you for the practical portion of the A+ Core 2 exam. The first question is about a Windows 7 desktop having driver issues with a new USB 3.0 expansion card. Which control panel utility should the technician use to troubleshoot this? A. Devices and printers. B. Device Manager. C. System. D. Windows Update. The correct choice is B. Device Manager. The Device Manager utility in Windows allows the technician to view and manage the hardware devices installed on the computer. It can be used to troubleshoot driver issues, including the USB 3.0 expansion card. A. Devices and printers. This utility allows the user to manage and troubleshoot printers and other devices. It's not specifically used for troubleshooting driver issues. C. System. The System utility provides information about the computer system and its hardware. It's not directly used for troubleshooting driver issues. D. Windows Update. While updating Windows can sometimes resolve driver issues by installing the latest drivers, it's not the first place to check for troubleshooting driver issues. Device Manager is a more appropriate tool for this task. To troubleshoot driver issues using Device Manager, follow these steps. 1. Open Device Manager. 2. Expand the Universal Serial Bus Controllers category. 3. Right-click on the USB 3.0 expansion card and select Update Driver Software. 4. Click on Search automatically for updated driver software. 5. Windows will search for and install the latest driver software for the USB 3.0 expansion card. If Windows is unable to find and install the latest driver software, you can try downloading the driver software from the manufacturer's website. Question 2. A Linux system administrator needs to find all files owned by the user gsmith in the /home directory. Which command could the administrator use to generate a list of these files? A. ls l/home/gsmith. B. find/home user jsmith. C. grep gsmith /home/*. D. cat/home/jsmith. The correct choice is B. find/home user gsmith. The find command in Linux is used to search for files and directories based on various criteria. In this case, the user option is used to specify the owner of the files, and jsmith is provided as the username. This command will search the /home directory and its subdirectories for files owned by the user jsmith and generate a list of these files. A. ls l/home/jsmith. This command will list the files and directories in the /home/jsmith directory, but it will not search for files owned by jsmith in the entire /home directory. C. grep jsmith /home/*. This command will search for the string jsmith in the contents of files in the /home directory, but it will not specifically search for files owned by jsmith. D. cat/home/jsmith. This command will display the contents of the /home/jsmith file, but it will not generate a list of files owned by jsmith in the /home directory. Question 3. You have a backup system that does a full backup on Monday and incremental backups on Tuesday, Friday. How many backup tapes do you need to restore the entire system if the storage drive fails on Saturday morning? A1, B2, C4, D5. The correct choice is D5. To restore the entire system, you would need the full backup from Monday and the incremental backups from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's a total of 5 backup tapes. Question 4. A Linux user needs to schedule a recurring task to run on the second day of each month. Which command will allow this? A. Anacron, B. crontab, C. @d shed. The correct choice is B. crontab. Crontab is a utility that allows users to schedule jobs to run periodically on a Linux system. Cron jobs can be scheduled to run on a specific time of day, on specific days of the week, or on specific days of the month. To schedule a recurring task to run on the second day of each month, you can use the following crontab entry: 002**/path/to/script. This will schedule the script to run at 12 o'clock midnight on the second day of each month. Anacron is a utility that allows users to schedule jobs to run periodically on a Linux system, even if the system is not booted up at the scheduled time. It is not commonly used to schedule recurring tasks on a specific day of the month. @ is a utility that allows users to schedule jobs to run at a specific time in the future. It is not typically used to schedule recurring tasks. Sched is a command that is used to start and stop scheduled tasks. It is not used to schedule tasks. Question 5. A company requires that all desktop, laptop, and server operating systems must be running up-to-date antivirus software. Which method should be used to enforce this policy? A. Configure a GPO. B. Enable Windows Defender. C. Deploy with SCCM. D. Purchase EDR. The correct answer is A. Configure a GPO. Group policy is a feature of Windows that allows administrators to centrally manage and configure settings for Windows computers in a domain. Group policy can be used to enforce a variety of security policies, including the requirement to run up-to-date antivirus software. B. Enable Windows Defender will enable Windows Defender, but it will not enforce the requirement to run up-to-date antivirus software. Windows Defender can be disabled by users, so it is not a reliable way to enforce this policy. C. Deploy with SCCM will deploy the antivirus software to the computers, but it will not enforce the requirement to run the software. SCCM can be used to enforce other policies, but it is not designed to enforce the requirement to run antivirus software. D. Purchase EDR will give you a tool to detect and respond to threats, but it will not enforce the requirement to run antivirus software. EDR is a more advanced security tool than antivirus software, but it is not a replacement for antivirus software. Question 6. A user's laptop running Windows 10 is unable to connect to the corporate wireless network. Which troubleshooting utility can the technician use to determine if there are any issues with the wireless network adapter? A. Device Manager. B. ipconfig. C. Network and Sharing Center. D. Task Manager. The correct choice is A. Device Manager. This utility allows the technician to view and manage hardware devices and their drivers by checking the status of the wireless network adapter in Device Manager. The technician can determine if there are any issues with the adapter, such as driver problems or hardware conflicts. B. ipconfig. This command line tool displays the current network configuration, but it doesn't specifically troubleshoot hardware issues with the wireless network adapter. C. Network and Sharing Center. This utility provides information about network connections and can help diagnose network-related issues, but it doesn't specifically focus on troubleshooting the wireless network adapter. D. Task Manager. This utility shows system resource usage and running processes, but it doesn't provide information or troubleshooting options specifically for the wireless network adapter. To troubleshoot problems with the wireless network adapter using Device Manager, follow these steps. 1. Open Device Manager. 2. Expand the network adapters category. 3. Right-click on the wireless network adapter and select Troubleshoot Device. 4. Follow the instructions in the device troubleshooter. The device troubleshooter will try to identify and fix any problems with the wireless network adapter. If the device troubleshooter is unable to fix the problem, you can try other troubleshooting steps, such as updating the wireless network adapter driver or reinstalling the wireless network adapter. Question 7. A Linux system administrator needs to view details about the file system on a server. Which command will provide this information? A. fdisk, B. dfc do dblockid. The correct choice is BDF. This command displays information about the file system, including disk space usage, available space, and mount points. A. fdisk. This command is used for disk partitioning, not for viewing details about the file system. See do. This command is used to estimate file and directory space usage, but it doesn't provide overall file system details. Dblockid. This command is used to display information about block devices such as UUIDs and file system types, but it doesn't provide comprehensive file system details. Question 8. Company policy requires full system image backups every 2 weeks. Which backup type should be used? A. Incremental, B. Differential, C. Disk image, D. Full. The correct choice is D. Full. This backup type creates a complete backup of all selected files and folders, including the operating system and system settings. It meets the requirement of full system image backups every 2 weeks. A. Incremental. This backup type only backs up the changes made since the last backup, which would not meet the requirement of full system image backups every 2 weeks. B. Differential. This backup type backs up the changes made since the last full backup, which would not meet the requirement of full system image backups every 2 weeks. C. Disk image. This backup type creates a complete image of the entire disk or partition, which would meet the requirement of full system image backups every 2 weeks. However, the more common term for this backup type is full backup. Question 9. A company has recently upgraded all employee computers to Windows 10. The IT administrator needs to create new user accounts for new employees and modify settings for existing users. Which Windows 10 control panel utility should the administrator use to manage user accounts? A. Credential Manager, B. User Accounts, C. System, D. Devices and printers. The correct choice is B. User Accounts. This control panel utility is specifically designed for managing user accounts in Windows. The IT administrator can use this tool to modify employee settings, including permissions, desktop environments, and resetting passwords. A. Credential Manager. This control panel utility is used to manage stored credentials, such as usernames and passwords for websites, applications, and networks. It does not provide the functionality to modify employee settings like permissions, desktop environments, or reset passwords. C. System. This control panel utility provides information about the computer's hardware, operating system, and system properties. It does not have the functionality to manage employee settings. D. Devices and printers. This control panel utility allows you to view and manage connected devices and printers. It does not provide the functionality to manage employee settings. Question 10. A desktop computer suddenly lost power and will not turn on. After testing components, the technician determines the power supply has failed. What is the best course of action to restore operation of the desktop computer? A. Attempt to repair the original power supply. B. Replace the failed power supply with a new unit. C. Use a different computer while waiting for the power supply to be repaired. D. Adjust voltage switches on the power supply to a different setting. The best course of action to restore operation of the desktop computer is B. Replace the failed power supply with a new unit. By replacing the failed power supply with a new one, you can ensure that the computer receives the necessary power to operate properly. A. Attempt to repair the original power supply. Repairing a power supply can be complex and potentially dangerous, especially if you are not experienced with electronics. It is generally more efficient and cost-effective to replace the failed power supply with a new one. C. Use a different computer while waiting for the power supply to be repaired. While this is a possible temporary solution, it may not be convenient or practical for all users. It is best to replace the power supply to restore the operation of the desktop computer. D. Adjust voltage switches on the power supply to a different setting. This is not recommended unless you are certain that the voltage setting is incorrect for your specific power supply and electrical system. Adjusting the voltage switches without proper knowledge can cause further damage to the computer or pose a safety risk. Question 11. A systems administrator is creating a PowerShell script to automate some server management tasks. While writing the script, the administrator needs to temporarily comment out some commands to test different logic flows. Which character should be used in PowerShell scripts to mark a line as a comment? A. $, B. hash, C. // D. parentheses. The correct choice is B. hash. In PowerShell scripts, the hash character is used to mark a line as a comment. A. $. This character is used in PowerShell to denote a variable, not to mark a line as a comment. C. // These characters are used to mark a line as a comment in some programming languages like JavaScript and C++, but not in PowerShell. D. parentheses. These characters are used in programming to enclose parameters or to prioritize operations, not to mark a line as a comment. Question 12. A help desk technician needs to access a user's Windows computer to enter a license key for newly installed software. The user is unable to input the key themselves. Which tool should the technician use to connect to the user's system and enter the license key? A. SSH, B. FTP, C. RDP, D. rsync. The correct choice is CRDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. This tool allows the technician to remotely access the user's Windows computer and interact with it as if they were sitting in front of it, making it ideal for entering a license key. A. SSH. Secure Shell is primarily used for remote command line, shell, or terminal access, not for graphical desktop access. B. FTP. File Transfer Protocol is used for transferring files between systems, not for remote desktop access. D. rsync. This is a utility for efficiently transferring and synchronizing files across computer systems, not for remote desktop access. Question 13. A technician needs to migrate data from an old Windows 7 computer to a new Windows 10 computer. Which utility can help migrate files and settings? A. Diskpart, B. System File Checker, C. Easy Transfer, D. Windows Easy Reinstall. The correct choice is C. Easy Transfer. Windows Easy Transfer is a utility provided by Microsoft to help users easily migrate files and settings from an old Windows computer to a new one. Diskpart is a utility that is used to manage disk partitions. It cannot be used to migrate files and settings. System File Checker is a utility that is used to scan for and repair corrupted system files. It cannot be used to migrate files and settings. Windows Easy Reinstall is a utility that is used to reinstall Windows without losing your files and settings. It does not support migrating files and settings to a new computer. Question 14. A company is rolling out Linux workstations with 2 monitors for each user. What technology enables using both monitors as a single desktop? A. Zynorama, B. Wayland, C. Mir, D. NX. The correct choice is A. Zynorama. Zynorama is a display extension technology that allows multiple monitors to be concatenated into a single virtual desktop. This means that the user can move windows across all monitors without having to switch between them. Zynorama is supported by all major Linux desktop environments, such as GNOME, KDE Plasma, and XFCE. To enable Zynorama, you need to configure your X server to use it. Wayland is a display server protocol that is designed to be more efficient and secure than X11. It does not support Zynorama. Mir is a display server protocol that is used by Ubuntu Touch. It does not support Zynorama. NX is a remote desktop protocol that allows you to control a remote computer over a network. It is not a display extension technology. Question 15. A technician needs to identify which edition of Windows is running on a computer. Which command line utility should the technician use to determine the specific Windows edition? A. Pathping, B. WinVer, C. CLS, D. Hostname. The correct choice is B. WinVer. The WinVer command, when run in the command line, opens a window that displays the version of Windows that is currently running on the computer. Pathping is a network diagnostic tool. CLS is used to clear the command prompt screen. And hostname displays the name of the current host. To run the WinVer command, open a command prompt window and type WinVer. Then press Enter. Question 16. An employee working remotely from home is unable to access files on the office network. What is the most likely reason the remote user cannot view the network files? A. Antivirus is out of date. B. VPN connection is not active. C. Mobile device policies are blocking access. D. Malicious software compromised the device. The correct choice is B. VPN connection is not active. When working remotely, accessing files on the office network typically requires establishing a secure connection through a VPN, virtual private network. If the VPN connection is not active or properly configured, the remote user will not be able to access the network files. Antivirus being out of date, mobile device policies blocking access, or malicious software compromising the device could potentially cause issues, but they are less likely to be the primary reason for the inability to view network files in this scenario. Question 17. You are responsible for maintaining the security of Windows computers within your organization. In this context, when can a Windows computer be considered fully secure? A. After upgrading to the most recent version. B. Once you've reinforced the local security policy. C. Upon the release of Microsoft's latest update. D. It's a status never achieved. The correct choice is D. It's a status never achieved. In the context of computer security, a Windows computer, or any computer for that matter, can never be considered fully secure. Security is a continuous process, not a state. New vulnerabilities and threats emerge constantly, and even the most secure systems need regular updates, patches, and monitoring to maintain their security. While upgrading to the most recent version, reinforcing the local security policy, and installing the latest updates from Microsoft can all enhance the security of a Windows computer, none of these actions can guarantee full security. Question 18. Your expanding company now requires an improved method for remotely overseeing a wide range of client systems, servers, and networks. Which monitoring solution would be the most suitable choice? A. RMM, B. RDC, C. MSDC, D. Remote assistance. The correct choice is A. RMM, Remote Monitoring and Management. RMM, Remote Monitoring and Management, is a comprehensive solution that allows for remote oversight and management of client systems, servers, and networks. It provides a centralized platform for monitoring and managing various aspects of IT infrastructure, including system health, performance, security, and software updates. RMM solutions often include features such as remote access, patch management, antivirus management, backup monitoring, and reporting. RDC, Remote Desktop Connection, and MSTSC, Microsoft Terminal Services Client, are tools used for remote desktop access, which allows users to connect to and control a remote computer. While remote desktop access can be useful for certain tasks, it does not provide the same level of comprehensive monitoring and management capabilities as an RMM solution. Remote assistance is a feature in Windows that allows users to request and provide remote technical support. It is more focused on providing assistance and troubleshooting rather than continuous monitoring and management. Therefore, for the requirement of remotely overseeing a wide range of client systems, servers, and networks, an RMM solution would be the most suitable choice. That's it for part 1 of the CompTIA A Plus Core 220.11.02 Operational Procedures Practice Question Series. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more CompTIA A Plus video tutorials, and leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this video and what other topics you'd like to see covered in the future.